Government should quickly recapitalise the mine and address the financial and operational challenges the mine is facing before it is too late. God can state their position on Mopani Copper Mines based on their campaign promise in the run-up to 2021 general election. As a matter of fact, it is still shocking that in October 2021, when Honorable Paul Kabuswe, MP, Minister of Mines and Mineral Development, addressed this House on government's position and strategy for the mining sector, he could not give a position with regards to the Konkora Copper Mines and KCM, Konkora Copper Mines and Mopani Copper Mines. He stated that his ministry would revert to this August House with specific statements on each mine after thorough consultations. Madam Speaker, we have been waiting for the statement for over 1 year now, but to no avail.
Speaker, if we are all interested in achieving 3 million tons of copper production in the next 9 years, we need to support this motion. If we are interested in protecting the jobs and creating more jobs in the mining sector, we should support this motion. If we are interested in increased GDP of this country, we should support this motion. If we are interested in a strong kwacha resulting from the forex earnings that will result from the exports of copper from Mopani, we should support this motion. If we are interested in the growth generally of this country's economy, this motion needs supported.
The issue which you should have been talking as PF is that you should have asked the government to expedite.
Order, Honorable Member, speak through the Speaker.
With Glencore to renegotiate the contract. After renegotiating the contract with Glencore, then we can talk about recapitalization. They are corrupt. They are the people who are killing the people in Mopani, in Mufulira there. You people who come from Mufulira. These PF, the contracts which they signed.
Order, Honorable Member.
Representing the good people of Kamfinsa, I think that a frank conversation is important. This conversation, we can blame the previous government and say you did a wrong thing. Glencore was exiting and there was no one to hold on to the mine. Someone had to hold on to the mine. The government has held on to the mine. It is now up to you. You are the government, you are the minister. I don't see the Minister of Finance, but I think it's important that we put money into Mopani. How do we put money into Mopani? Do we recapitalize by putting an equity? Do we bring in a company and say, buy off these shares and then let's pay off Glencore? If that is the method, Minister of Mines, tell this House.
To feed their families. I find that very strange, Madam Speaker. There are ways and means businesses can be capitalized, one of which government did one time on KCM. There's the Auditor General's report. They had lent KCM $45 million. That was a short-term loan for 6 months. What we are saying, Madam Speaker, is the government is already in the process of making these big decisions. But because of the pressure we're having, we are urging them. To urge you to do something doesn't mean you're not going to do it. You will do it. But it's a responsibility of us, the members of parliament, who are coming from there, who are having this pressure, that we need to let the government know.
And this government being sure that really we are risking our political survival on the copper belt, yet we want to take time to make sure that we make a decision that is correct over Mopani and KCM and all other assets in the mining sector, so that going forward, we do not flip-flop in terms of running the economy of this country. And that is why we've been methodical as we look at Mopani, KCM, as we look at all these other assets. We have even drawn a policy that will be a guide as to how we must run these assets, and Mopani inclusive. Government is running a process. Madam Speaker, when anyone is coming as an equity partner, or even us looking to recover asset was left, that is point number one. Meaning we need to know the legal encumbrances. We also need to go. I want to announce to the nation, Madam Speaker, that Mopani has attracted several people who would want to come into it. But in all businesses, you wouldn't want to pick an asset that is encumbered with a lot of legal issues. Madam Speaker, through you, Honorable Member Kantanji, it's not that we are trivializing the issue. It's because we want to make correct decisions over Mopani, long-lasting decisions over these assets, not for political expedience,